You're watching Conference USA basketball on ESPN. The Liberty Flames have been the biggest story in the CUSA this season, reeling off 15 straight wins to begin league play. Today, they put that streak on the line against a surging Western Kentucky squad. Can the Hilltoppers do what no one else has? We are about to find out. Taking a look at the conference standings, everyone looking up at Liberty, one of just 2 teams in the nation still unbeaten in conference play. Meanwhile, once you get past Liberty and Sam Houston, parity reigns. It's anybody's guess how this is going to shake out as we come down the home stretch in league play. With that, we welcome you inside Liberty Arena. Alongside Paul Nazigan, I'm Matt Warner. Should be a great one here this afternoon. Let's start with the top story. Liberty, 15 straight conference wins, 17 straight overall. But Naz, here lately, they have been some tight wins. How have they continued to squeak these things out?
Yeah, they've been tight. If Liberty was a cat, I'd be worried that they're running out of lives. But this team's different. This team's special. You got a veteran group that's experienced, mature, and when it comes down to crunch time and late game, they have guys that are prepared and have stepped up and made big plays, winning plays, and I think they're going to need a few of them this afternoon.
Yeah, it's a Western Kentucky group that's playing maybe its best ball of the season. They've won 3 straight, 4 out of their last 5. What has clicked for this squad?
Yeah, I really think they've found the recipe, and they are playing their best ball. It's interesting. It was really born out of adversity. I mean, 2 weeks ago, their best player, Tegan Moore, goes down with concussion, and that could have been disaster.
Right.
But this team unified, and other guys stepped up, took on expanded roles, and now that they've got him back and they're at full capacity, they have turned the corner. Everything's clicking for the Hilltoppers.
All right, with more on Western Kentucky, we check in for the first time today with Emily Austin.
Yeah, guys, I feel like Western Kentucky and this improving team would love to come in here and snap this Liberty winning streak, but head coach Hank Plona said that's not what we're telling our team. What's important is that we need to come in here because this is an important game for us. We need to come in and be disciplined and try to get a win. As far as the Flames, this 17-game winning streak is the longest in program history and second longest active streak in the country, like you said, but the Flames aren't feeling much pressure with that winning streak. Head coach Richie McKay said, we know we're going to get every team's best punch every night. In a lot of ways, we take that as a compliment, but it doesn't change our approach. Guys, with both of these teams peaking and March right around the corner, I feel like we're in for a battle tonight. Yeah,
it almost feels like a tournament environment in the building here today. These 2 teams, Naz, both coming off overtime games. On Wednesday, Western Kentucky won in overtime at Delaware. Thursday night, Liberty overtime against FIU. So also, how much gas is left in the tank after playing some extra basketball?
Which is a great point because the way the schedule was, Western Kentucky has an extra day of rest. They played on Wednesday, so that could be a factor.
We are underway here in Lynchburg in front of what is supposed to be a sold-out Liberty Arena. These 2 teams meeting for the second time this season. Liberty winning at Western Kentucky 76-69 in the first meeting. Story of that game, 17 threes from the Liberty Flames, most they've ever made in a Conference USA game. Tegan Moore going to work here, fading away. That one rims off, and the rebound hauled in by Brett Decker and the Flames.
Yeah, we talk about J.J. Harper getting the toughest assignment. We saw him matched up on Moore. That is going to be a battle all afternoon.
Moore guarding Zach Cleveland to begin things. Cleveland, one of the favorites right now for Conference USA Player of the Year, as he goes in strong and draws the foul on Moore.
Yeah, they play that little 2-man game. Matheny and Cleveland do it so well, and a lot of attention goes to Matheny that time. The help over Moore just a little late getting back and out of position, has to foul Cleveland.
Cleveland coming off an 18-point performance against FIU, 8 assists in that ball game as well. This is the one area where he traditionally struggles, the free throw line, but knocks down the first one. He is 7th in the nation in assists per game, just over 7 a contest. One of the more unique players in the country as he gets 1 of 2. So Western Kentucky heading the other way. Terrion Murdoch's handling the basketball. We talked about Tegan Moore being down with injury for a stretch. Murdoch's has missed time. Oh my goodness. Body hits the deck, and we get a block called on Caden Matheny.
It was something.
It had to be something.
It had to be a whistle one way or the other.
Well, that's something when we talked to Hank Plona in the call this week. He said Liberty is so smart. He goes, they will defend you and bump you. He's like, and at the same time, it's like they get sympathy for being small. He goes, they got those small guards. They're smart, and they're willing to kind of hang in there and take a charge or maybe throw themselves on the floor from time to time.
And being in position is huge. I mean, Liberty, one of the best in the country of not fouling not sending opponents to the free throw line, which will be huge this afternoon because Western Kentucky is great at getting themselves to the line.
Yeah, Liberty, 5th fewest fouls per game in the nation. So both free throws go down there for Hackman. He's a guy who's been reinserted into the starting lineup. He's done a nice job for them, the transfer from Jones College, junior college. Porter weaving his way through traffic, has the man on his hip, takes it up and scores. Had Murdoch's got him on his back hip and got himself free. Yeah,
felt him on his hip, took a quick look around. Everybody kind of went to help. Nice decision by Porter just to lay that one in.
This time it's Murdoch's drive. He couldn't get the first attempt. Offensive rebound is there, takes it up, lays it in, is Blaze Cada. Cada, not a big score, just 2.5 a ball game, but Liberty, as we said, on the smaller side, so you expect him to have an impact in this ball game.
Yeah, and he's been earning more and more minutes for the Hilltoppers with his rebounding and tough interior defense.
Yeah, almost 9 rebounds a game over his last 6. Harper pump fake, driving by Cada, and able to get that one to roll home. So the size advantage he did not have. He did have the quickness advantage.
Yes, and Harper did a great job seeing him out on the floor, knew he had the advantage off the dribble, turns the corner for the finish.
Cada holds at the elbow, did not see Colin Porter sneaking in from the backside.
Great decision by Porter.
They left him, he'll line up the 3, misses that one wide right. Western Kentucky dodging a bullet there. Moore will take his turn and knocks it down. Tegan Moore with his first points of the ball game, leading scorer for Western Kentucky at just over 18 a game.
So great to see him back on the floor. Kid that missed a whole year, and then he missed several games with that concussion.
Porter driving again, takes it off the window for 2, and he's going right at Murdoch's. All right, Naz, get us your keys to the game in this one while we have them all.
Well, for Western Kentucky, job number 1 is you got to defend the 3. Yep. We mentioned it when these two teams played last time. Liberty had 17 threes. You cannot give up that many this afternoon. And a benchmark of their success, they are top 20 in the nation with bench points. We mentioned how other guys have stepped up. That's a key today. For Liberty, no mystery, rebounding. They gave up 17 offensive rebounds the other night to FIU, and they cannot give up that many. And lastly, they got to limit turnovers.
Well, as you say, the rebounding part, it's all right there. The second chance opportunity for Western Kentucky.
Yeah, Liberty's got to box out because you got a Western team that loves to crash glass and get second chance points.
And WKU 13th in the country in offensive rebounding, about 14 a game. As Porter again off the mark from 3. Liberty still looking for that first 3 ball to go down. Newell walks into a 3, left that one well short. And Moore tracks it down in the corner. So another second chance here as he has the mismatch. Cross-court heave. Newell will try again. Left it short again. And this time Liberty able to come away with the rebound. Feed inside, left all alone, and that one goes down. Good find from Cleveland as Harper lays it in for his second bucket of the night.
Yeah, again, being guarded by Cada, and Harper just slips behind him, finds that open gap, and if you're open, Zach Cleveland will find you.
Harper's hit another level offensively here lately, averaging about 18 a game over his last 3. As Murdoch's can't convert, Matheny snags the board. Matheny had a big game against Western Kentucky the first time out. 19 points in that contest. Little hesitation, tries to get it to Cleveland, deflected, still 15 on the shot clock. Back to Matheny, lines it up, left it short. Flames 0 for 3 from beyond the arc to start this ball game. Remember, they jumped out to a 9-0 lead at Western Kentucky. Just jumped on them early and then kind of held on for dear life down the stretch. Different story to the start of this game. As now Porter gets tangled up with Cada. And we'll see who the whistle goes against here, as those two guys got tangled up. Plona out at midcourt screaming at the officials. So I think we know what he's thinking, and now he may have just got a tech. He did. Plona gets teed up. J.J. Harper's getting pulled back now from the Western Kentucky bench. We said that it almost has a postseason feel. Yeah, there's some tension in the building.
Big game, two teams that are playing really well. Every victory, every possession counts.
So that foul was called on Cada. And we'll sort out the aftermath of it now, as we're going to step aside for a moment. Timeout on the floor. This is any indication of what's coming. We should be in for a good one today in Lynchburg. Play a moment ago that kind of got the ire of Hank Plona. You saw Cada come down on the back there of Colin Porter.
Yeah, Porter's just basically just trying to get out of the way, I think, but he's underneath him. I don't think there's any ill intent there.
And then just J.J. Harper's over there talking to the bench. You see Plona screaming,
get him out of here. I can't disagree with him.
But in the midst of all of that, Plona, prior to that shot, going at the officials, he's been assessed a technical foul, we believe. And the officials, meanwhile, have been reviewing that during the break.
Yeah, so I think what we heard was common foul on Cada over the top of Porter, but then maybe a bench technical. So we'll hopefully get an explanation here.
Yeah, that's what Hank Plona's asking for right now, too, is he wants somebody to explain what's going on. And I don't think he's loving the explanation he's getting right now. You can read his lips saying he undercut him. So yes, it was a technical foul on Plona. So Liberty going to shoot free throws. They'll send Brett Decker to the line. Decker spent a lot of time there on Thursday night. It was 8 of 8 from the free throw line. There's your jinx as he misses the first one. He had some big free throws down the stretch in that overtime win for Liberty over FIU. And he gets 1 of 2. So Liberty with the 1-point lead. WKU going to the bench now. Odiahi in the ball game. Armello Boone, the electric freshman, in the game as well. Also our first look at Ryan Myers, who had a fantastic game against Delaware a few nights ago. 22 points in that contest.
Yeah, one of those guys that stepped up and has taken on expanded role.
Feed, and the big fella Josh Smith sends it home.
If there is any daylight, man, that time, great feed for the finish by Smith, but when you're playing Liberty, you've got those two-man game, the exchange, the screen and roll. You've got to cover that.
And now the ball poked away, taken away as Hackman turns it over. He and Brett Decker kind of bumping each other as they make their way back down the floor. Keegan Moore matched up on Colin Porter. Porter got him in the air, gives it up. Now that one hits Keegan Moore right in the backside as Cleveland with an ill-advised pass.
Yeah, Porter faked like he was going to cut.
Now that one lost out of bounds. It will stay with Western Kentucky as Odiahi had it poked free.
Yeah, watch this. You got Porter, just a little bit of daylight. Odiahi late getting over. Smith with the strong finish.
That's where we've seen Josh Smith really be a factor in that pick and roll game on lobs or time that bounce pass to him cutting to the hoop.
Yeah, great hands, great footwork in Smith, and then he's always in there playing tough interior defense. Gives Liberty that size that their starting lineup doesn't necessarily have.
Tough bucket off the window for Armello Boone. 4 times this year. He's been the conference freshman of the week.
And again, he was starting a lot of the year, but Coach Plona making some changes, but they've worked because they're on a streak. 3 in a row, 4 out of their last 5. They're playing great ball. The Hilltoppers are.
Yeah, and you know, you get to this time of the year, and listen, they've been through injuries, so they've had some tough stretches.
Yeah, they've had to change.
But
roster.
now you look at the depth that they have when they're healthy. They've got 10 guys averaging double-digit minutes.
Yes, that's the silver lining, you know, if there is one for guys being injured, but especially for Western Kentucky, because they like to play fast. They like to play up tempo. So the more guys that Coach Plona can throw out there, that makes them deeper and better.
Cleveland with the mismatch, spins to the right hand, puts it up, drops it home.
Yeah, he had the advantage, but when he spun, Odiaki was waiting on him. He managed to get it up over his outstretched arm for the bucket.
3-point advantage for Liberty. Murdoch's just checked back in a moment ago. And we're going to get a whistle before that pass out to Tegan Moore. They're going to call that one on the freshman Xander Carter.
Yeah, just got a little bit overzealous on the reach.
On the flip side, Liberty does not go very deep.
No.
Carter, Josh Smith, really the two primary guys that come off the bench. Boone lines up a three over the top of Cleveland, knocks it down. So a good start for Armello Boone. He's got 5 early.
Yeah, tough shot. Cleveland right there with the contest in his face. Big time bucket by Boone.
Boone, another guy that's been dealing with some injuries, missed 3 games. He's been battling an ankle. Matheny trying to free himself. Moore's on him, goes baseline and just throws it away. Picked off by Odiaki. And quickly the other way, Cleveland takes it right back. And we're going to get a whistle and a foul called on Ryan Myers.
Yeah, it was kind of a free ball. Cleveland comes down with it. Myers just kind of reached and grabbed him there. Both teams getting a little bit ahead of themselves.
Well, and that was part of the issue for Liberty Thursday night. It felt like FIU sped them up just enough to make them a little uncomfortable, a little sloppy with the basketball.
Yeah, uncharacteristic of Liberty. Had 15 turnovers, which led to 20
there it is.
FIU points. So they got to clean that up today.
Josh Smith feasting early in this ball game, rolling to the hoop.
Yeah, it's a hard assignment because he's going to set a great screen. And his role, again, great footwork. And you know you got Liberty's got guys that can find you if you're open.
Myers step back, long 3 on the way. Too strong, the rebound pulled by Smith. And against some of this length that Western Kentucky throws at you, Smith will be a big factor today. Cleveland on the wing, not a threat to shoot it. Gonna try to drive it on Moore. Bounces again to Smith, who lays it in for 2 more. Meanwhile, Cleveland is down. Cleveland hit the deck hard right in front of the photographers under the hoop, and he is writhing in pain. Potentially a nightmare situation for Liberty. We will step aside. Well, this is the last thing Liberty wanted to see. Potential player of the year in the conference at Cleveland goes down hard immediately. Looks like he was grabbing at his knee. He was helped off the floor. Did put a little weight on that leg, but made his way straight to the Liberty locker room. I mean, Zach Cleveland means so much to this program. You see what he's done historically. What does it look like with no Cleveland out there orchestrating on the offensive end?
Yeah, I mean, you're not going to replace him, everything that he does. I'd say the one upside is, you know, Liberty's offense is a lot of motion and ball movement. And so, you know, you're gonna insert Xander Carter. You have Josh Smith in there. So guys that have played a lot of minutes. Now, the bench gets one more guy shorter till they get Cleveland back or till we know what his status is. But, yeah, that's a huge loss. But every team has to go through it. We just mentioned, you know, Western Kentucky went through it. They lost Tegan Moore a couple weeks ago.
Newell with a size advantage on Decker, couldn't take advantage of it. Yeah, we're going to find out something about this Liberty squad.
That's right.
This is, you know, want to talk facing adversity. They lost Isaiah Enan, who never got back healthy. They hoped to get him this year. Was not able to be a part of this team. That was the one injury that they really had to deal with. Feed to the freshman Xander Carter, and he lays it in for 2.
So that's how it's going to be. Ball movement and still running your offense.
Right, the goal doesn't change, the offense doesn't change. You lose that unique weapon in a point forward that Cleveland is. Now Liberty forces another turnover.
You'll see Liberty with a little more traditional look now. Porter, certainly one of the best point guards in the country. Probably see him up top a lot more.
Up under the English off the window for Brett Decker, and Liberty now on an 8-0 run.
Yeah, Boone had the hot hand. I'd like to see the Hilltoppers get him a touch.
Murdix has it on the wing. Myers running right into the teeth of that Liberty defense, and we're going to get, no, they're going to call it a foul. A foul going against the freshman Xander Carter, and that'll be number 2. Liberty bench looking for a tie-up. Didn't get it. Fresh bodies coming in now for Western Kentucky. Tegan Moore back on the floor. Blaze Cada as well. Liberty counters with J.J. Harper. And now, officials stop this. Are they going to take a look at something?
Yeah, Coach McKay was having a big-time discussion over there with the official that's now at the table. I don't know if they're looking at...
Yeah, not sure what they were reviewing.
Who the foul was on, because it...
Yeah, you're right. You know, somebody else called it on Josh Smith on our stat monitor, but it was obvious that was Xander Carter.
Well, unless Carter's tie-up was clean and another arm reached in, which may have been Smith. So I'm glad they took a look at it. You want to get it right.
Murdix, the offensive rebound, another opportunity.
Nice. Oh, good move.
Strong take for L.J. Hackman. He's a guy that Enclona says more of a cutter rebounder than a pure shooter.
Yeah, nice slash right there.
Making his way out of the locker room, running onto the floor right now is Zach Cleveland.
Yeah,
he's heard the pop from the crowd.
He's jumping on the bike over there, trying to keep loose.
And now a turnover taken away by Western Kentucky. The lob, and Newell hammers with 2 hands.
Yeah, Newell ahead of the pack. Gave him the sign, finger up. Beautiful alley-oop.
And Richie McKay just looks down the line and got the thumbs up from Zach Cleveland. Richie said, "What are you doing on the bike? Get in there." So Cleveland set to check in at the next dead ball. That thing pinballing around, eventually trapped down.
Yeah, good active hands by the Hilltoppers to create the deflection. They've answered.
A block from behind. Xander Yates got a piece of it. Western Kentucky keeps it. Moore working on Harper. Pulls up, drops the bucket, and the foul.
Moore is so creative and in control with the basketball. That time used his body, took it right into Harper, but still kept his hands free and the ball high, able to finish through contact.
So Cleveland comes back into the ball game. I don't know if Liberty trainer Aaron Schreiner is a miracle worker, but I tell you, from what we saw a few minutes ago to him being back, I am shocked to see him back on the floor this quickly. Meanwhile, the previous play is going to be under review. Going to see if there was a flagrant foul on that. The elbow caught Harper on the way up, but that just looked like part of the shooting motion more than anything.
You know, there's contact through, and he's just got to, Moore is just trying to get the ball in position to shoot it, just raise it up. There's nothing that I can see at all that's
now I'll say this,
intentional there at all.
Typically, you and I,
the previous play is on review for a potential flagrant foul.
As there you heard from Michael Wallace.
Yeah.
You and I tend to go more so like, listen, things happen right? in the game. Like a guy might get caught in the face from time to time.
Sure.
Let him play. We saw it even in that FIU game a few nights ago for Liberty, 3 times where you could have made the case, at least on a couple of them, that's just part of a guy trying to go to the hoop. He caught a guy in the face, and it was upgraded.
Or certainly just a common foul.
Right.
But yeah, they went, and a couple of them the other night went to flagrant ones. Yes, you want to look at the play. I tend to really lean heavily on the context of the game. And out here, these guys are playing hard. There's no trash talking. These guys are going. So there's no ill intent.
Right.
A lot of times you can see those things coming when somebody's trying to, answer back or send a message.
Unnecessary rip through with the elbows high. Like, those I feel like are the easy ones. All right, so they've come to their determination.
After review, the players confirmed common foul.
Yep. All right. So that was an appeal by Liberty, by head coach Richie McKay. They did not see that that play was worth upgrading to a flagrant. And so, because Coach McKay lost the appeal, Liberty now loses a timeout.
Yep.
It does not affect their challenges. Remember, those are two separate things, the challenge and the appeal. It's kind of bizarre, and I hope moving forward they end up kind of consolidating those.
Clean it up a little bit.
But all that to say, Liberty loses a timeout after appealing that call.
Yeah, and I, you know, what you want is them to get it right, and I think they did.
So now that the dust is settled, Tegan Moore will go to the free throw line to try to finish the three-point play. He spends a lot of time at the charity stripe. 4th most free throw attempts in Conference USA entering the day. And he knocks that one down.
Yeah, a guy that you got to get out on for his prowess beyond 3. But again, when he goes off the dribble, he really has great control. You can really use his body and as you said, really gets himself to the free throw line very effectively.
Harper surrounded, looking for help, kicks it out. Xander Yates open from beyond the arc. Left that short. Liberty still looking for its first 3-point bucket. We're 12 minutes into the ball game.
Yeah, and again, that was one of my game keys, key number 1, and the Hilltoppers have done a great job thus far.
Moore again gets fouled going up, got his own miss that time, and he'll get back to the line.
Well, you're seeing an element of these Hilltoppers that make him so effective. That's really been huge in this winning streak they're on, is they go to the offensive glass so effectively. Second chance points are huge for them, and they're doing the job so far in this one.
An 8-0 run now for Western Kentucky.
Yeah, Liberty, when Zach Cleveland went down, Liberty responded with an 8-0 run. Western Kentucky has countered. We got a great one, as we expected, Matt.
Already 11 second chance points in this game for Western Kentucky. That's where they found the majority of their offense. Meanwhile, Harper turned around, nobody was there. Kata hit the deck, and now he's slow to get up.
Yeah, he went to plant, and I don't know if it was his ankle tweaked a little bit. I don't think it's serious, but he fell down.
That'll get us to a timeout, and now it's Western Kentucky worrying about the help of one of their post players. We'll check in on them when we return. Shot from Stevenson a little too strong, and Liberty survives.
Yeah, I mean, you saw the 3 by Matheny. Liberty was down 5 at that point.
Yeah.
Needed a huge basket. They got that one. One of those kind of controversial calls, sent Decker to the free throw line for 2 to tie it up, force overtime. And that's Conference USA in February. I mean, like, we forget records, throw them out the window. FIU did a great job. They're playing well. Western Kentucky has to win. I mean, they were down by 16 up in Delaware. They rally to win. And just exciting basketball this time of year in Conference USA.
Boone.
Oh, nice pass.
Whips it in there, and Newell hammers it home.
Wow, great find. Great finish.
Newell with a strong start to this ball game. 6 points, 3 rebounds.
I really like Newell. Great body, great length. Really nice 3. He could step out and be effective, but also the athleticism right there on display.
Yeah, speaking of threes, Liberty still looking for their first. There's a feed, and Zach Cleveland's feeling just fine.
Yeah, Hilltoppers really covering out on 3s.
Moore.
Liberty needs to. Great shot by Moore.
11 first half points for Tegan Moore. He had 19 the last time these teams met.
You got to love his game. I mean, he's hitting 3s, and then if you're off balance or too close, he can he can really finish at the rim and penetrate and be effective as well.
Murdix and Harper with the collision there. The foul going against Terrion Murdix. So Harper, they say, was in the act of shooting, so he'll go to the line for a couple. Harper, the transfer, left that one short from West Liberty, playing here in Lynchburg for his final season, and has been just what the doctor ordered for the Flames out of the portal. They were looking for a wing player, could play some defense, and I think even what he's given them offensively, maybe more than Richie McKay even expected.
Yeah, and I really think maybe even a little bit more than JJ himself thought. He has really come in and blossomed on the offensive end. His confidence just rising. He's one of those guys that hit some big shots in games down the stretch.
Hackman, look at Hackman giving Colin Porter the little "you're too small" sign there as he lays that one in.
I don't know if he qualifies for that. It certainly was a great move by Hackman, but both the little guys are tough competitors for their teams.
Once again, Liberty finding Harper, who throws it down. He's got 9 points to lead the way for Liberty.
Yeah, he knows, and you talk about Zach's passing ability, but Harper knows when to cut and find space so that he can be on the receiving end. Good finish by J.J. Harper. Nice dunk.
Liberty shooting 76% from the field, and they trail.
Big mismatch here.
Newell got to the left hand and gets it to fall.
Yeah, Matheny ends up on the 6'9" Newell, and good recognition by the big fella. Backs him down. Soft finish over the shoulder.
Cleveland working on Moore. Moore got a quick foul to start this ball game. Cleveland missed everything on that hook.
Yeah, Moore used his body just enough to kind of hit Cleveland off balance on the little hook.
Corner three, no. Murdoch's there for the offensive rebound. Now goes right into the chest of Porter and lays it in for two. Richie McKay wants a timeout.
As we've said before, the Hilltoppers are all over the offensive glass, getting rebounds, second chance opportunities, and turning them into points.
Well, typically, you shoot 72% from the field, almost 15 minutes into the game. You're feeling pretty good. Instead, Liberty looks up at the scoreboard. They're down 5, and a big part of that, you mentioned it, 13 second chance points now for Western Kentucky.
Off of 7 offensive rebounds, and another thing, one of Liberty's keys that I had was they've got to play without turning the ball over. Liberty has 5, but it's led to 9 points off of those turnovers for the Hilltoppers. They are opportunistic and are making the most of points off the glass and points off turnovers. That is, again, how they've expanded their game, and they're playing great ball right now in several of these facets.
I can't imagine this going any more to plan for Hank Plona and his squad right now. If you're saying, listen, you've held Liberty 0 for 4 from beyond.
That's right.
No, you don't want to give up 72% from the field. I get that. But you've held them to 0 for 4 from beyond the arc. You've turned them over, and you've abused them on the offensive glass. That's got to be the recipe.
Yeah, and you almost could make a case of, don't worry about the shooting percentage. It's the threes, because you're trading twos instead of giving Liberty their patented threes. So, yes, you're exactly right. Great game plan that the Hilltoppers have brought in this afternoon, and they are carrying it out.
Matheny couldn't get any space. Now the pass to a cutting Brett Decker. 8 on the shot clock. Harper trying to drive on Hackman. Kicks out, Decker left open. 3 ball up, too strong. Liberty still 0 for from beyond the arc. Boone pushes it. And now whistle and an offensive foul going against Western Kentucky.
Yeah, Boone made the exchange, and that's one of those ones where his momentum just kind of carried him in, and Matheny kind of steps in his path.
Hank Plona vehemently disagrees across the way. Liberty with the basketball trailing by 5. Matheny, quiet start to this game for him. Gives it up to Zach Cleveland. On the move, threw it away. Another turnover, picked off by Boone. Pass to Murdoch. Used the rim to kind of shield off the defender. Harper lays it in, and Western Kentucky stretching this lead.
Yeah, Boone jumped the route. Great anticipation, just snatched it out of the air. They were off and running.
It's a 3rd turnover today for Zach Cleveland. Matheny unable to get by Tegan Moore, and now Somebody hit the deck for Liberty. That's Josh Smith on the ground as he took a shot, grabbing his head.
Yeah, he was setting a screen, and there was contact. I did not.
Now Richie McKay is mouthing a little bit at Plona. Plona was screaming for a flop to be called. McKay's coming out to check on his player, and he has some words for that Western Kentucky bench.
Yeah, he's trying to get guys out of there. Matheny was kind of stuck in the crowd.
So Smith making his way off the court. We'll see what happened to him. It looked like he was grabbing his head there at the end of that play. Well, it has been physical here this afternoon between Liberty and Western Kentucky. There's a look at Josh Smith. Kind of see it.
He's a little knot.
Yeah,
right?
a little knot there above the eye. Here's the collision. Watch on the left side of your screen.
Yeah, you're going to see the skip pass, and Boone is just sort of jumping and turning in the air to kind of go out to his man, and the contact was incidental. I think coach is trying to get Matheny out of there and just sort of, getting the Liberty guys kind of cleared out of that huddle over there.
So after all of that, there was a foul on the play where the basketball was. J.J. Harper was fouled as he went to the hoop. Newell whistled for the infraction, his second foul. Liberty, meanwhile, now just 3 of 7 from the free throw line here today. Harper missed them both. It is all going Western Kentucky's way right now. And can they take advantage of it here in this last 4-minute stretch and stretch this lead a little further heading to the locker room? I think so. Boone strong to the rack, and they have been the aggressor as we check in with Emily.
Yeah, guys, just a quick note coming from that Western Kentucky huddle when the coaches were probably inviting each other to Thanksgiving dinner. It was just cool to see Tegan Moore take it upon himself to pull the team together, bring the focus back to the game where they need to improve in these final 4 minutes while all that other drama was going down.
Harper to the rim, draws the foul. That's going to go on Boone, and Harper will go back to the free throw line. That's number 2 on our Mellow Boone. So both he and Newell with a pair of fouls here in the first half. Liberty has actually gotten to the free throw line more than Western Kentucky.
Yeah.
Just haven't been able to convert once they've gotten there.
Yeah, and clearly, that's the strategy is if you're the Hilltoppers, don't let Liberty get looks and threes. Force them on the drive. Right. And, if you can stop them or foul them right now, that's been paying off for the Hilltoppers.
Both of them go for Harper. 11 points for J.J. Harper to lead Liberty. Caden Matheny still scoreless in this ball game, one of Liberty's leading scorers. Just taking 1 shot so far. Myers needs Tegan Moore. Harper working on him. Moore just backing him down. Goes up, draws the foul. He is. How do you defend him, Naz? Like, how is he not scoring 25 a night? I know he's getting 18.
Well, I don't know, and the conference doesn't know either.
Yeah.
He's one of the top scorers. But you're seeing his skill set. Obviously, great from catch and shoot from 3. But when he puts it on the ground, it's not about speed. It's about control. And you saw him back J.J. Harper down, and then he brings the ball right up through into the defender. And if you got to get your hands straight up, you got to kind of give ground and take it in the chest. But he is a master at sort of either getting a good shot or putting the defender in a position where you have no other choice but to foul.
He was 8 of 9 from the free throw line against Delaware. Now 4 for 5 here in this contest. Matheny, no hesitation, the drive, the dish, deflected, and it will stay with Liberty with 15 on the shot clock.
Yeah, you're kind of seeing how the Hilltoppers are playing. They're chasing Matheny over top of screens, not going under, because then that gives him the space that he needs to get it off. And again, it's a great strategy that they've employed and are executing.
And Liberty just threw it away. Colin Porter could not find anybody to get it to, and it ends up going right into the Western Kentucky bench. Another turnover for Liberty. And this is, Naz, and we've seen a lot of them this year, this is as kind of
it's
out of sorts
uncharacteristic.
as we have seen from them in months.
Yeah, you know, it started the other night against FIU, and it's continued here, and the Hilltoppers are taking advantage of it.
That three-point attempt too long. Liberty comes away with it. Porter pushes the tempo.
Yeah, the spacing's not good for Liberty. Yeah, they're pulling it out and rebalance the floor.
Newell matched up on Porter. Allen going to try to drive on him. Now trapped underneath the hoop. Gives it up. 8 on the shot clock. Crossover for Cleveland. Strong to the rim. Couldn't convert, and a late whistle. A late whistle that goes against Tegan Moore.
A nice jab step here and gets Moore leaning.
So Cleveland to the free throw line. Gets the first. So now they have that as just the first foul on Moore. So they must have changed one early in this ball game, taking it away. Liberty now 6 of 12 from the free throw line. They trail by 7 under 2 to go here in the first half of play. Moore working on the freshman, gives it up. As Andrew Carter matched up with Moore right now. And that's Hackman who hit the deck, and a whistle going against Liberty away from the ball.
Yeah, it looked like, I don't know, Decker kind of running through a screen.
Well, Decker and Hackman have kind of been going at it a little bit throughout this ball game. And yeah, they kind of bumped into each other there, bottom of your screen. One and one. Hackman hits the first. He's a guy that Hank Polona says has really matured throughout the season. He said, you know, he had to kind of understand what it means to work every single day. It's not just game day. It's like every day you have to bring your best. And he's been showing that here of late. And Western Kentucky matches its largest lead of this ball game. Josh Smith checking back in for Liberty after taking that little bump to the eye a few moments ago. Cleveland goes baseline, hangs, has that one deflected out, tracked down by Carter. Cleveland has a smaller Murdix on it. He can back him in. Keita comes over, they give it to Smith, goes right into Keita. And another whistle as the two big fellas collided in midair. Just 5. Now, Liberty, we said, hasn't made a three-point attempt, but only just taken 5 of them. You're right, Nez. Like, they are saying, we dare you. We dare you to be tough enough to take it to the rim time after time after time. Yeah, they've been effective, you know, with Keita and you know, again, altering shots with height, hard fouls, and that's been paying off. Josh Smith hits that one there, but you know, Liberty a little bit off from the free throw line from what we're accustomed to seeing. So the strategy, the game plan that the Hilltoppers are employing, so far so good. Under a minute and a half to go here in the first half of play. This sold-out crowd hasn't had a lot to cheer about, or at least not the type of games they're used to seeing here in this arena. Murdix gives it up. Hackman going to back it out. Has that Cleveland on it. A lot of dancing. Spins into him, lays it in. Now flexes on him after he finishes. Hackman 10 points. The spin by Cleveland, leaves it for Smith, had it stripped on the way up. Taken by Western Kentucky. Myers quickly the other way, leaves it for Newell, steps into a 3, travels it home. And a timeout by Western Kentucky. Great deflection to a steal, to a run out 3 from Newell.
the Hilltoppers are clicking on all cylinders.
Hilltoppers about to hang half 100 on Liberty here in the first half. They have pushed the tempo when they've had the opportunity. They are 4 of 10 from beyond the arc. And right now they are feeling themselves for good reason here in the first half.
I mean, on the half court, they've been patient and taking penetration opportunities when they're there. That's been effective. But defensively, I can't say enough about what they've done. They've really taken Liberty's three-point prowess out of the game. Forced guys to go off the dribble. And that right there, you saw somebody gets a hand in, causes a deflection, steal.
Well, Hank Plona told us this week, he said it's not what you do against Liberty, it's how you do it, and can you do it for an entire game.
Yeah.
And we're going to find that out here in the second half. This plan has worked to perfection thus far, and they have stymied Liberty, at least from beyond the arc, in this ballgame. Feels funny saying that when Liberty's shooting 68% still. Look up the scoreboard, it hasn't been pretty. Cleveland has it on the wing.
They got the switch they wanted.
Goes into Murdoch's bucket and the foul. It got that mismatch before. That time he was able to take advantage.
Yeah, they created that by the little ball screen. Hilltoppers chose the switch, and it ends up with Murdoch's trying to guard Cleveland.
Completes a three-point play, 9 first-half points for Zach Cleveland. Shot clock turned off.
Yeah, if your Hilltoppers go for one shot, Liberty really needs to stop. Well, if you're Western Kentucky, just create some movement. See if you can get somebody going off the dribble.
Myers gives it up. Newell got Josh Smith in the air, and the foul will go against the Liberty big man. Newell, heady play, will get himself to the free throw line. And they may take a look at this one as well, as this crew gets together to talk about it. So they will review that foul on Josh Smith.
Previous plays under review for a potential flagrant foul.
I don't know. This angle may give us a better look. Smith came over, got in the air.
He gets the left hand on the ball. I don't see it much there. It looked like he was reaching for the basketball. It didn't even look like he got as much of the head as I think maybe this crew thought he did when they saw it live. I mean, granted, it's a hard foul.
Absolutely.
But you just don't want malicious intent. And everything that I see him playing the ball.
Players confirms common foul.
Yeah, there you go. Common foul. Quick look. They saw the same thing we did. But Newell will get to the free throw line. Great first half for Grant Newell. Transfer from North Texas. Started his career California for a couple of seasons. 11 points, 5 rebounds here.
Yeah, he's really, again, I really like his game at 6'9", athletic, great wingspan. But a soft shot from 3. We saw him hit one last possession. But also a guy that can take it off the dribble. A multi-skilled player.
Western Kentucky 9 of 10 from the charity stripe. They're second in the conference in terms of free throw percentage on the season. They don't just get there, they cash in once they do.
Well, Liberty should have enough time to get a decent look.
Porter using the screen, pulls up, launches a deep one off the mark. And so Liberty 0 for 6 from beyond the arc in the first half. As big a part of this story as there is.
Yeah, they're going to have to make some adjustments in the locker room. And if you're Western Kentucky, no adjustments.
Keep doing what you're doing.
You want to repeat exactly what you did.
Emily Austin standing by with Hank Plona.
Coach, an emotional and physical first half. How were you guys able to bring in this lead and keep your team calm with all the emotions?
I thought we did a great job. I thought we stayed focused on what we needed to do. We guarded better and better as the half went on. I thought we guarded the three-point line well, and I thought we really rebounded and finished at the rim. So I thought we did a lot of things that we came out here planning to do.
Thanks for your time, Coach. Best of luck in the second half, guys.
Yeah, hard to argue with any.
That's right.
That's about as good of a half as we've seen against Liberty all season long. Western Kentucky trying to do what no one else has done this year. And Liberty, its first loss in conference play. They're halfway there. Much more coming up from Lynchburg in just a moment.
Coach, you have an experienced group that has seen it all. How much do you trust them to turn it around here in the second half?
I trust them, but we got to play better. We're succumbing to their physicality and not in our true identity. So we got to play better, but we will. This group, they always respond. So.
You guys played on Thursday, Western Kentucky on Wednesday. How much is fatigue a factor for you guys?
No excuses for us. We get to play this, so come on. It's basketball, packed house, chance to win the league outright. We got to play better.
Thanks for your time, Coach. Best of luck in the second half, guys.
Yeah, I love that. Like, hey, this is it. Like, this is what we do. Like, this is it. You know, you have a chance with a win today. Liberty already won a share of the title with their win over FIU on Thursday. You can win it outright if you get a victory today or a Sam Houston loss.
Yeah, you're in late February with the conference tournament looming just a couple weeks away. Like, yeah, there is no excuses. Coach said it. You got to come out and respond. And, you know, at the start of the broadcast, we talked about how they have responded in the past. And, you know, it'll be to see what they're made of once again.
Yeah, you get the sense, Naz, is this first 4-minute segment, they may tell us a lot about what the second half looks like and how Liberty, in particular, is able to come out.
Yeah, and that's what I'm sure was said in the Western Kentucky locker room. Like, be ready for them to step up in their aggressiveness and in their execution.
A run is coming.
A run is coming. Stay with the game plan.
Game plan worked nearly to perfection in the first half. Colin Porter, step back three, and there you go. Well, that's new for Liberty. 0 for in the first half. First possession of the second, the three ball goes down.
Well, not surprised by who it was. Porter just, again, need a basket, need to get something going. He's done it time and time again. Big shot right there.
Newell turns the corner, kicks it to the corner now. Hackman driving.
Yeah, he's had success backing his defender down.
Boy.
Once again.
Just leaning in on Matheny.
Yeah, he's got a low center of gravity, strong player. He's staying with what works.
Porter gets a screen from Harper. Now Matheny's turning to catch fire off the mark. That's just the second shot of the game for Caden Matheny, and he's been held scoreless. Murdix goes right back to the well. Hackman again with Matheny on it. Kicks this one out. Moore driving and a foul called out there at the top on Cleveland. But that's kind of the bind you're put in as a defender.
Yes.
Moore already knocked down a couple of threes, shoots it at a pretty good clip. You got to get out there and respect that. Anytime you got Cleveland in the air, kick it out. Murdix will line up a three and bury. Now 5 of 11 from downtown is Western Kentucky.
Yeah, great job by Murdix. He knew he had a wide open three, took an extra second to make sure it was pure.
Porter again. Answers with a three of his own.
Yeah.
Listen, I don't know if Liberty, how they're going to respond, but we've seen how Colin Porter is going to respond in this second half. A Kentucky kid playing a team from his home state.
Yeah, with a lot of pride. He just needs some help from his teammates.
Hackman, but they've gone to this now 3 straight possessions trying to get him working on Matheny. He gives it up. Newell, the size advantage over Decker. 3 ball, way too strong, and Decker skies for the rebound.
If you're Liberty, that's what you got to do. It's a long game. You got to string together some stops, turn them into points on the other end.
Harper thought about the 3, now will launch over the big man and knocks it down. 3 triples for Liberty in the first few minutes of this second half.
Yeah, that's more of what this fan base and this team is used to seeing. Running some offense, finding the open guy, sticking a 3.
This crowd involved as well. They didn't have a whole lot to get fired up about in the first half, outside of some extracurriculars. Murdix spins, loses it, picked up by Cleveland.
Yeah,
on
good
the
help.
move, has it taken right back. And a timeout called by Murdix on the deck. Cleveland, ill-advised pass there on the move, trying to bounce it through traffic. And Murdix comes away with the steal. Timeout on the floor. We'll take one as well. Western Kentucky on top.
I think in that locker room, Coach said it, like, you can't let another team just take you out of your game. And so I think they came back and said, let's get some looks from three. Let's step up, hit them with confidence. They have. And they've even matched it with a couple of stops on the other end. So now it's going to be, let's see how Western Kentucky responds. Weathered a little bit of a storm. Let's see how they respond on the offensive end.
And a timeout out of necessity because Murdix on the ground. It may not have been a bad time anyway, just to take one and settle things down a little bit. This building's starting to get a little energy in it. You kind of quiet this crowd down again for a moment.
Yeah, Liberty hits 3 threes, so again, just loose ball. Good heads-up play by Murdix to call that.
A strip and a foul going against Colin Porter as Hackman went up with the shot. Again, I mean, you talk about a point of emphasis, and he looks like he may have got part of the arm there. In the second half, it has been getting Hackman against one of Liberty's smaller guards and just trying to back him down.
Yeah, it seems like if Hackman's matched up with Matheny or Porter, they're kind of giving him the green light to use his strength and back that defender down and see if he can't create something in the paint. It's been successful.
Hackman up to 13 points. Averages just 7.5 a ball game. And gets both free throws. So the Western Kentucky lead back out to 9. Flames have to find a way to get Caden Matheny going at some point.
Yeah, and Hackman is chasing him all over. Staying tight, even when he's away from the ball, he is not leaving Matheny.
Mismatch. Cleveland in the paint. Goes up, missed the shot.
Yeah, had it point-blank range over Murdix.
Newell drives baseline, cut off, kicks it out. Hackman lines up a 3. Boy, it has been his ball game here today. 17 points, ties his season high.
Inside and out.
This is the guy, he's 25% three-point shooter, no hesitation.
He's feeling it today.
Cleveland drives into Moore, and that whistle going to go on the Western Kentucky star. Well, you worry about Hackman backing down your guards, then he steps out and does that. Harper drives, just knifing through 2 defenders, got to the rim for 2 with his 16 tonight.
Yeah, Newell ran out J.J. Harper off balance. Harper just takes it by him for the smooth finish.
Can you string a few stops together if you're Liberty? That's going to be key over the last 15.5 minutes. Hackman, oh, is he ever confident? Oh, that thing went halfway down and out, and now deflected out of bounds, and they say it'll stay with Western Kentucky. Oh, L.J. Hackman having himself a night. He about had 3 more. Well, maybe a surprising start here today has been L.J. Hackman for Western Kentucky. 17 points, matching his season high. He has been a real factor here in the second half, early in the second half as well. Aggressive play for the junior transfer. While we have a moment, let's check in with Emily Austin.
Plona was telling us that Hackman has come a long way from those JUCO days. He's off to a good start, and then he realized, oh, this is every day at this level. He has winning genes about him and plays with the right mentality. Why is he back in that starting lineup? Well, Coach Plona is just playing guys who are playing for the name on the front of their jersey. You can't get more minutes. You got to play to win. And he's trying to reward those guys like Hackman who just show up every day and who are consistent. We're seeing that here tonight.
Yeah. Meanwhile, Liberty won the challenge. They challenged that last call on the deflection out of bounds. Liberty won it, so they get the ball back. And they also retain their challenge. Feet inside and a whistle, and that foul's going to go, I believe, on Murdix, who is hanging on to Cleveland. We've seen Liberty get that mismatch a number of times. Haven't always been able to take advantage of it. That time the smaller guard commits the foul.
Yeah, they're setting a ball screen or a dribble exchange, and Western Kentucky continues to switch that.
3 fouls on Murdoch's, also 3 on Moore. So fouls may be an issue. It may not matter, though, if Liberty keeps mishandling the basketball. That one taken away. Newell now gets it to Boone, who rises up, missed the layup, deflected around, and Harper pulls it in. Liberty up to 10 turnovers after 15 a couple of nights ago against FIU. Porter again from beyond the arc. That one rimmed off. Senior guard feels like he's trying to kind of put this team on his back as the whistle goes against Liberty. They're going to get Brett Decker coming over and reaching in for the foul.
Well, you mentioned the turnovers, and that's one thing, but when a team can capitalize off of that, that's when you really got something, and that's what's really helped the Hilltoppers today. Off of those turnovers, 16 points. So they are turning those lapses into points, and then they're getting points at the free throw line, and Hackman's afternoon he's having. You can see they're just putting it all together so far.
And have been putting it all together here of late.
Yeah.
Won 4 of their last 5, 3 in a row. It hasn't always been pretty. I mean, you
That's right.
Another 20 years and not have an ending like they had at Delaware, but they found a way.
That's right. That's what it takes.
That ball game and put themselves in position. And here today, it has been really borderline dominant effort from Western Kentucky so far.
Yeah, and offensively, they've been patient. You know, sometimes they like to play fast, but today they have really slowed themselves down, found their advantage, and taken advantage of it.
Extra pass back to Cleveland. Porter thought about launching, instead gave it to his fellow senior who lays it in for 2.
Good finish by Cleveland. They got to get some stops now for Liberty if they want to cut into this lead.
And in the second half, you may remember in that game against FIU, was where Liberty defensively just could not string any stops together. And we're seeing kind of a similar story here so far against Western Kentucky.
Yeah, a lot of nights Liberty can just outshoot you. Right. They just out-firepower you. But not this afternoon. They're a little bit off. See another deflected pass.
Matheny needs that.
Yeah.
And he gets it. First bucket of the night, a 3-ball, gets this crowd back involved.
Yeah, let's see if it gets Matheny going.
He can be kind of a streaky scorer. We have seen him have stretches where he just takes over a ball game.
Yeah, Western, we talk about they like playing a little up-tempo, not necessarily in transition, but on the half court. They'll get shots up quick. I really think they've done a great job of slowing themselves down, working the ball around till they find where they want or who they want to have it, and then they attack.
It seems like very specific matchups they're looking for.
Whether it's been Newell at times, Boone had a little stretch there. Certainly Moore has been a threat, and the name of the afternoon, Hackman.
And then, don't you think that goes back to that maturity theme that Plona talked about with this group? It's one thing as a coach to say, these are the matchups we want to exploit. Yeah. It's another thing when guys get out there and they're thinking like, I want to get mine. And maybe they're not looking for those matchups or following the game plan. Meanwhile, another offensive rebound. Cada lays it in. And Richie just got a technical foul. Richie McKay across the way just got teed up. You do not see this happen often.
Yeah, I think Coach McKay just feels like guys are getting thrown around in the paint there. You saw Cada pull the board and finish.
Well, we talk about Liberty being out of sorts today. That's as big of an example of that right there. Well, Myers goes to the free throw line, knocks them both down.
You know, and that's one of those ones that's extra costly because Liberty had the ball.
Yeah.
And so with the technical, it's 2 shots. Well, I guess they
will give it back to Liberty.
They do keep it.
But yeah, the lead stretches now. Largest lead of the ball game. So for a little spark Liberty had initially, started by Colin Porter. He lays that one in for 2. Western Kentucky has continued to keep Liberty at arm's length. in the driver's seat. Can they keep their composure over the last 12 and a half to continue closing this one out? Tell you what, if you play through 30,
that's right,
you're probably going to be in a good spot.
Man, patience, and again, that was not a wide open shot, but Tegan Moore just ice water in his veins, sticking that one.
Porter drives, kicks that one to his fellow Kentucky native, Xander Carter, gives it out. Nearly mishandled. 6 on the shot clock. Cleveland spinning, missing the shot, and the rebound pulled down by Western Kentucky. Moore has 3 personal fouls. If you can go at him, that could be a recipe for success. Is now a whistle and a foul called on Armello Boone. Tegan Moore doing what we have seen him do all year long. Absolutely fill it up on the offensive end. He's got 17. Ball game for Western Kentucky. What's on the line? Well, Liberty, one of just 2 teams in the nation. It's them and Miami of Ohio that are unbeaten in conference play. Flames are going to need a massive rally here over the last 11:44 if they're going to stay on that list.
Yeah, and I think, you know, the record is one thing, and that's impressive, and yes, you want to keep that going, but the last couple games they've been out of sorts offensively, namely in the area of like a little sloppy with the basketball. So again, as you get closer to conference play, you need to not develop bad habits.
Just turned it over again. That one just goes right out of the hands of Brett Decker. It's been a quiet afternoon for him. Corner 3, and this thing is a rout right now. Ryan Myers buries, and Western Kentucky's running away.
Yeah, Myers got himself spotted up in that corner, got his range, and they get it up the floor to him quickly, and he makes it count.
Xander Carter fouled as he took it strong. Now he's slow to get up.
Yeah, it looks like he just kind of got raked across the face there. I think that might have been Myers just kind of reaching in as Carter dribbled by him. Just kind of took a swipe at the ball. Again, Matt, we talked about it. Like that stretch of 5 or so games when Tegan Moore was out, coming back from the concussion. Oof. You see the benefit of other guys playing more minutes and having bigger roles. Now they got him back, and you're seeing guys like Myers and Hackman, you know, who took on a bigger role, are now really stepping up and performing for the Hilltoppers.
That looked pretty clean, at least up top.
Yeah.
Blaze Cada went and met him at the rim.
Yeah. That was a big time play up top.
Cada, Murdix, and Moore all with 3 fouls for Western Kentucky. Liberty now 9 of 16 from the stripe.
But that's the trade-off. Like you're going to say, don't give up threes, force them off the dribble, force them in, and you know, Cada's probably like, hey, I'm going to use all 5.
Sure.
Like, don't give them easy things. Make them go to the stripe and earn it. We'll gladly take 2s instead of 3s.
Well, a lot of teams that play Liberty, you hear the same things. We've got to be physical. We have to be physical with their smaller players. Not anyone has been able to do it at this level, Naz.
Yeah, and it's no mystery. Everybody tries to keep Liberty from getting good looks from 3, but Western Kentucky has absolutely done a stellar job so far.
And now a foul on Josh Smith as he was hedging there and bumped into Murdix. Moore gives it up. Myers had been quiet, no points in the first half, but has come alive here in the second and knocks down another one from the mid-range. He's coming off a 22-point performance against Delaware and starting to heat up here in the second half.
Yeah, nice mid-range possession before. He had himself a 3 in the corner.
Now another foul. Keita gets another one. That'll be number 4.
Again, I just think that Western has just been really patient. Guys creating for themselves. This time it's Myers under control. We've seen Hackman just kind of take it one-on-one and let everybody clear out.
So Keita will head out. Newell checks into the ball game. Smith gets both free throws. What does it take to come back from a deficit like this? Well, it starts on this end if you're Liberty.
Yeah, you need stops. And again, I really like the pace of Western's offense today. They've not rushed it. They've not tried to play fast. So you're going to get long possessions, and they're going to try to shorten this game.
Boom, 3 ball off the mark, and it's chased down by Caden Matheny. That pass dangerous. Went through a couple of hands to get to J.J. Harper. Colin Porter following Harper, gives it up now to the corner.
Yeah, now you got Myers just kind of hugging Matheny over there. He is not going to give him a free look.
Porter knocks it down again.
Porter's been the guy.
15 points for Colin Porter, 11 of those here in the second half. He has made 3 of Liberty's 5 3-pointers in the ballgame. Moore has it. 10 on the shot clock. Working on Harper, rises up, blocked, got it back, laid it in. Even when you stop him, you can't stop him.
Well, great shooters follow their shot, whether it's off the rim or blocked. He just stayed with it. Refused to be denied.
Porter again, too strong. Rebound inside for Josh Smith, and draws a foul. So Smith back to the free throw line, and he's been especially good from there in conference play coming into the day, an 88% free throw shooter.
Yeah, Josh Smith, kind of an unsung hero. I mean, he's played so well coming off the bench for this Liberty. Gives him some size, gives him some muscle inside, but he's done a great job. Yes, he's money from the free throw line, but he's a lot of times on the receiving end of a Cleveland penetration, or just does a great job for Liberty coming off the bench.
He missed all of last season as he rehabbed from a knee injury after transferring in from Stetson. Kind of an unknown. Like, what would he look like?
Yeah.
This is his final season of college basketball, and with Isaiah Enan being unable to go this year, his play has been critical for Liberty. Newell, strong catch, missed the dunk, late whistle, going to go against the Flames.
Yeah, Smith recovering. They had a hedge way far away from the basket. Had to hustle all the way back. It's a good foul. That was going to be an easy dunk by Newell.
Western Kentucky been nearly perfect at the line here today. Now 17 of 18.
Yeah, we talked about their ability. I mean, nationally recognized as getting to the free throw line and then shooting a great percentage when you get there. And it goes back to patience. They've run the offense, not forced things, been under control, and really have caused Liberty to have to foul them. And they're getting points from the free throw line.
Liberty's not able to chip away at this advantage for Western Kentucky here in the second half. Porter trying to free himself. Leaves it off for Harper. No space for Caden Matheny. He's trying to get loose. Hasn't been able to do it. And now a foul on the baseline. Flames are in the bonus, so they'll go to the strike.
Yeah, you can see again, part of the game plan is they were not going to let Caden Matheny get free looks. And so even all the way on the opposite side of his man is not dropping into help. It's been Myers sometimes, it's been Hackman sometimes. They are sticking like glue and not wanting to give Caden Matheny any looks.
And Liberty's poor free throw shooting continues in this ball game. Now 13 of 22, under 60%.
That's been off today for Liberty. The turnovers, bug has hit them. They've just been they've just looked out of sync.
Newell backing down Decker. Now fading away. Too strong. Cleveland pulls the rebound. They forget about him. Takes to the rim and the block. Oh, he had a clear path, and Odiahi ends up getting a piece of it.
Yeah, Odiahi turned just in time.
And now an offensive foul on the other end.
Yeah, that time Hackman didn't use his body. He got his arm out in front of him, too far away from his body. Offensive foul.
7:34 to go. Western Kentucky closing in on a monster win here in Lynchburg. Play in this one, Western Kentucky cruising at this point. Now normally they get a ton of bench production, top 20 in the nation in bench scoring. Over 33 a game, just 14 today. You say, well, no, is that a problem? Well, no, it's not a problem when you get an effort like they've gotten from Moore, Newell, and Hackman. Those three have just carried them offensively.
Yeah, it's by committee today, and again, I really believe it's a product of the growth that guys experience when you take your best player off the floor, and Tegan Moore, as he fought through concussion protocols, and guys got confidence, they're getting more minutes, and now a team that does play a lot of guys have guys that are more confident in their game, and you're seeing it today in full display with these points.
All right, that's going to be number 4 on Tegan Moore. So, I mean, at this point, the scoreboard says maybe not the biggest deal in the world, but we'll see down the stretch.
And if you're more, again, there's where you don't make you don't need to foul. It's not a 1 or 2 possession game. So him staying out on the floor is more important than maybe giving up a basket.
The other thing, Liberty will be shooting 2 free throws for the last 7:25. Now, that may not be the best news the way they've shot them today.
Typically, that would be big trouble for the other team, but Liberty's been off from the stripe.
17 points for Colin Porter.
Yeah, Liberty's got to create stops, pressure, but if you're the Hilltoppers, run offense, long possessions, plan for one good shot.
Boone has it. Driving, blocked by Harper and taken away. Porter again, 3 ball. Rims off, and the rebound 3, Hilltoppers there to take it. Murdoch's now, the pass ahead, they forget about Newell. He flushes with one hand.
Great Newell, he had the feel. He knew a guy was on his hip. Great presence, lets the guy fly past and then finishes.
Decker takes it to the rim for 2. At this point, in Western Kentucky, you're like, we'll just trade hoops for the last 6.5.
Exactly. And again, even if you don't get a basket, if you're Western Kentucky, you just want to run long possessions, keep the clock running. It's incumbent upon Liberty to pressure and force something to happen.
That's not what Liberty wanted to happen. Ryan Myers, that shot nearly got tangled up in the banners and the rafters. That thing dropped out of the sky.
Yeah, right through the middle of the cup.
He has 10 second-half points.
Yeah, 2 threes and that little mid-range we saw.
Oh, they're not going to count that, are they?
Well,
if they count that is
new
insane.
Continuation, Matt.
If they count that bucket, that is one of the more ridiculous shots I've ever seen.
It sure is. Whether it counts or not, it was amazing. But with the new continuation rule,
they're having a long talk.
The player gets that extra step.
They're going to count it. Yeah. Oh, goodness. We got to get another look at that.
Yeah,
Colin
for
Porter.
sure. He was like parallel with the ground.
That's ridiculous.
That's amazing. And even as I look at it, it's a little more closer to in the shooting motion than I thought, but certainly with continuation, and I'm still have mixed feelings about continuation, but as it's written right now.
Well, 20. Colin Porter, 16 second half points. He has answered the bell in the second half.
He absolutely has. Western has had an answer, been in charge the whole afternoon.
Porter takes it away, and now the question is, they're going to call it a tie-up. Possession arrow stays with Western Kentucky.
Yeah, Newell has, kind of wrapped his arms around Porter's neck. He thought maybe it might be a foul, but jump ball, and Western keeps it.
Newell on the baseline, working on the freshman, Xander Carter, and a block.
Yeah, a lot of contact. I don't know if
Newell shooting 1-1, hits the first. They're now 19 of 20 from the free throw line.
That's impressive. On the road, hostile crowd. They have stepped to the line. Well, I mean, they've gotten themselves to the line, which is really a testament to them, but getting there is one thing. They've stepped up and been money.
Since that loss to Sam Houston, which was kind of a turning point, they have been above, and many nights well above 80% from the free throw line every game since then. That has been a big part of what they have done and where they have found success.
And that's what it's going to take. You want to make a run in the tournament or finish strong. 3 points, as they say. You got to make the most of it.
Clock ticking its way down towards 5 minutes to go in this ball game. Newell already with 21. Double team comes, gets rid of it. Boom, outstripped. And it will go Liberty's way. Colin Porter knocking it out of his hands. Colin Porter,
he has done a great job leaving his man, going to help, getting a strip or a steal. This time he recovers and knocks it off of Boone's foot. Colin Porter, what a half. He's done everything possible to kind of spark the flames.
not usually a guy who looks for his own shot a ton, but he has here in the second half. J.J. Harper gives it up. Xander Carter, another three-point attempt. Left that one short. Liberty now 5 of 17 from beyond the arc. Is this game a little reminiscent of what was the end of another long win streak for Liberty years back?
That's right. You and I were there.
I think it was a 45-game home win streak, I think it was, as Murdoch rattles that through. And Jacksonville State came in here and absolutely put a beat down on the Flames that night to snap that streak.
Well, it takes a valiant effort to come in here and win, and the Hilltoppers are making an absolute case. They're not leaving anything to chance.
No, and if you're Western Kentucky, there can be no bigger confidence-building result than what they're getting right here today.
Yeah, and they've been on a win streak, playing really well, but this is a test that they knew would be a huge test, and they've embraced it.
That one rattles out. Not only that, you look at the remaining schedule for Western Kentucky, 4 games after this, a lot of it against the bottom part of the league as Matheny hits the 3. So they have a real chance now to make a move in the standings over the next couple of weeks before heading to Huntsville. Right now, all smiles on that Western Kentucky bench. They're cruising to a monster win. This presentation of college basketball presented by Foster Fuels, Turn Up the Heat, and by Carter Bank, member FDIC. Taking a look at some scores around the conference today. Middle Tennessee takes down Delaware at home. How about FIU bouncing back from that overtime loss? A heartbreaker here in Lynchburg, beating Missouri State.
Sam Houston still rolling.
They're playing well, and then Kennesaw, Louisiana Tech. That should be a good one.
That could go either way. And the battle of the Southwest.
Yeah, right. Later tonight. You'll stay up for that one. You know, Liberty looking like they're going to have to wait a little longer for that conference championship outright. As Sam Houston winning today and the Flames trailing big in this one. Still a lot to be determined here over the next couple of weeks. So many teams that feel like they're not safely in the tournament.
Yeah, you're right. And then a log jam with, you know, people just trying to, more importantly than a seeding is, can we get ourselves playing our best version of basketball going into that tournament?
Take a look at the upcoming schedule there for Western Kentucky. Again, New Mexico State at the bottom of the league. UTEP. Missouri State's heading the wrong direction here of late, and FIU near the bottom. So you like your chances. Certainly if you play like this,
that's
you
right.
was more a little strong on that attempt. They have a chance to really head into Huntsville with a lot of confidence. Ryan Jones, 3-ball, too strong. He just checked in for the first time.
Well, we talked about them kind of turning a corner and really it all kind of coming together. If they can keep this rolling, they are going to be hard to beat.
They are a talented group. And if the big if, at least the last couple of years, has been if they stay healthy. That's been easier said than done here for Western Kentucky
they got to feel like
couple of years.
Look, we've had our injuries.
Yeah, right. Got them all out of the way.
It's someone else's turn, they got to be saying. But sometimes you get your guys back just in time to kind of bring it all together. And that may exactly be the case for these Hilltoppers.
Yeah, you're right. And you get healthy with enough time to really mesh.
Yes.
And really get on the same page, and they are certainly doing that. Moore with 2 more. He's up to 21 now. As Liberty emptying the bench. I don't think anybody saw a game like this today. Not surprised that Western Kentucky's coming out of the winning side. Surprised that they're hanging 90 plus. Yes. Surprised that it is a rout.
Yes.
Absolutely.
Yeah, I fully expected a game that would be tight. You know, Western's playing so well, and I really expected this, not, you know, again, for them to play well, but I did not see Liberty being this kind of out of sorts. And again, not to take anything away from Western. They made them out of sorts. They played a great defensive plan with not giving Liberty any kind of freedom beyond the arc. No free looks, and have attacked the offensive glass.
Thor Sorensen left that one short. Just checking in the freshman. As Western Kentucky on the run, and they'll count that one, a goaltend there. So 92 on the board for Western Kentucky. And listen, first setback for Liberty. You're not going to find an easy schedule here down the stretch. You kind of get things right. You go on the road, tough road trip.
That is a tough road trip.
A couple of teams that Liberty has a lot of history with, even dating back to the A-Sun, and then you finish with 2 teams that are playing some good basketball.
Right, Louisiana Tech, you know, they started slow, but it's coming together down there in Ruston, and yeah, you got to finish the regular season with the team that's sitting in number 2 at Sam Houston playing very well. So yeah, maybe even before looking ahead, you got to look internally and say, look, all right, the streak's over. How do we get back into basics and doing what we've done so well? You don't want one, you don't want one loss to kind of send you off track. You know, it happens. Maybe they were due for a game like this. The key is, getting back to being yourself. As Coach talked about, they weren't playing in their identity.
The worrisome part, I guess, if you're Liberty, is just the way this went down. Some things that have been reason for concern at times.
Evidenced again.
Yeah, that in a big way.
Yeah.
The inability on the glass to limit teams to one and done.
Yep, turnovers.
And free throw shooting, another one that was
they got to figure it out
today.
I mean, even though it's late in the year, coaches will tell you, and it's not just coach speak, there are things that they're working on. Every team is working on ways to get better, cleaning things up. guys individually have things that they can improve on, so it goes right down to the end.
Foul going to go on J.C. Schreier, so Cade Stinnett to the free throw line. Liberty gave up 94 earlier this year at FIU. That an overtime game. That is the most they have given up in a contest this year. Western Kentucky about to match that, and they do.
Yeah, Western, you know, again, 53% from the floor, 48 from three. They've really, again, I love their patience offensively. They've really worked and gotten great shots. Great, shot selection today, and it's paid off by those percentages.
Drew Grimes, a freshman, gets some run here late in this one to the free throw line. This is going to be one of those scores. People around Conference USA, let's just see what's going on. Wait, what? We'll see it if these two teams end up meeting again in Huntsville. That would be fun, but you feel like the rest, it's like the recipe, everybody thinks it's there, but no one has been able to execute it the way that the Hilltoppers have in every facet here today. Now, is it repeatable? Can you do that again?
Well, you know the rest of the league's going to watch this game over and over. And say, is that, easier said than done maybe, but
the right combination of size, depth, all of that, and Western Kentucky had it all here today.
Some shots. Again, in every facet, they did a really great job executing a game plan and a well-earned, resounding victory.
Liberty is unbeaten in CUSA no more. Western Kentucky comes into Lynchburg and hammers the Flames 94-73. Dominant effort by Hank Plona's squad, and he told us, we're feeling a lot better about the way they're playing. We feel like a lot of guys have started to figure it out and are maturing. Well, this is proof.
Yeah, now 5 out of their last 6, clicking on all cylinders. Other guys stepping up for big moments in games. And man, aside from the victory, you got to leave here with, if you're Western Kentucky, with a tremendous amount of confidence.
No doubt. And you've got a team, you've got some veteran guys. You just look at this team as a team like going towards the conference tournament. Veteran players.
That's right.
You've got length. You've got some shooting. You certainly have guys that can just go get you a bucket when you need it, especially late game situations.
You got guys that can crash the glass. They get to the free throw line and be effective. They've got the pieces to make a really deep run.
And guys that you feel like know their role, right? You're not getting, Blaze Cade is not trying to take 8 shots a game. He knows what he's there for.
Embracing those roles. Coach talked about who wants to earn it, who's got the pride to wear the WKU across the chest. We saw it out here today. And if you're Liberty, you got to you're in uncharted territory. It's been a while since they lost. You got to get in there, get back to who you are, and rebound from this.
All right, well, Emily standing by with our Foster Fuels impact player in this ball game, Tegan Moore.
A very happy Tegan Moore and your teammates, very excited that you guys pulled off this win. Coach Plona said you guys didn't need to come in here and be heroes and snap this streak. It was important for you guys to get the win. How were you guys able to execute this game plan so perfectly?
Just staying play by play, staying moment by moment. He preaches that all the time. Just stay in the moment. Don't think about the last play. Don't think about the next play. Just think about this play. And I think we did that. We did that very well on both sides of the ball tonight.
What did you learn about your team on this most recent road trip and getting these last 2 victories?
that we're resilient. I mean, we started off slow last game, came back from 15-17 down and pulled that game out. And you come in here to the leader of the conference, undefeated in conference play, and you beat them by 20 points on their home floor. That's just does wonders for our confidence and our momentum going forward.
Yeah, I was going to say, you guys are creating your own little win streak, 4 straight. What does that do for your confidence moving forward with March and the tournament so close?
I mean, you want to play your best basketball in March. You don't want to play your best basketball in November or December. So it's really promising to see us catching our stride here at the end of the year going to the conference tournament.
All right, Tegan, thanks so much for your time. Great game.
Yeah, it was a great game for Tegan
sure.
Moore. He was fantastic. So take a look at the standings now. Remember, top 10 make it. Liberty with that 1 loss now. Sam Houston still feeling pretty good about where they are in second place. But
yeah.
I'm telling you, Naz, Western Kentucky
Yes.
can make a run at getting to that second place spot. And remember, if you're one of the top 2 teams, you play a game, then if you win, you have an off day before
That's
the
right.
semifinals. There is value in being in one of those top 2 spots. Western Kentucky's going to have an opportunity to make a run at that.
Yeah, and again, with the conference schedule that they have, it's a little more favorable than others. They are right where they want to be.
Absolutely. All right, well, incredible ball game today from the Hilltoppers as we get ready to sign out of here. For Paul Nazigan and Emily Austin, our entire crew, I'm Matt Warner saying so long from Lynchburg, Virginia. Where once again, the final score, Western Kentucky 94, Liberty 73. Remember, all games airing on the ESPN networks are streaming live and archived on the ESPN app. This has been a presentation of ESPN.